is where I am now hosting Ask Alison. Ask Alison is my weekly live Q&A that I do on YouTube. So for the next couple of weeks, I'll be going live on Instagram to remind you to come here. For the next couple of weeks, I will be redirecting you to YouTube. However, I will only be taking questions for those who join me on YouTube. I will only take questions for those who join me on YouTube. So what that means is if you want your question asked, or if you want to ask your question and you want me to answer it, then that's where you need me to be. Oh, okay. This lighting looks better. All right. So go ahead and join me on YouTube. How can you find my YouTube? So number one, you can comment YouTube. So let's put it there. Comment YouTube for the link. I know that folks don't like change, but this is where I'm going to be in 2024. So if you're looking for free dating and relationship advice, the least you could do is come over to my YouTube. So if you comment the word YouTube, automatically in your DMs, you will get a link from me, which leads to my YouTube, or you can open up your YouTube app. These are like sweatpants that should not be in this shot. Awkward. You can open up the YouTube app and you could just search Align with Alison. It is the same exact name. Only those who are here in YouTube, will get their questions answered. So again, if you have any questions around dating, around relationships, this is Ask Alison. This is my weekly live Q&A that I am now transitioning effective January the 3rd, I think it was last week, here on YouTube. So if you want your questions answered, you have to join me on YouTube and I will answer any and all questions for the time that I have allotted. I do have a Wednesday group. So I do group coaching and I do have a Wednesday group and they start in 23 minutes. So it is in your best interest to go ahead and join me in YouTube at Align with Alison. You could drop whatever questions you have in the chat and I will be more than happy to answer it for you for free. If you don't want to be seen on YouTube, then what you can do, I wonder if I could put this. I'm still getting accustomed to this. Paste. And then can I pin? I haven't figured that part out yet. We're going to work on it. You can go to alignwithalison.com and you can book a private session if you don't want to do all this. Or you can go ahead and join me on YouTube. Thank you for everyone who has joined me on YouTube. I'm seeing 14 people so far, but I only see 5 likes. So that means that we are missing 9 likes. Let's go, people. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Please make sure that you hit the like button so that I can be picked up in the algorithm. We can make this transition easy. Jay Lindsay says, good evening. I hope all is well. All right, girl. I hope all is well. I hope all is well. Are you still taking podcast guests? So yes, Jay, I absolutely am. I don't know the next time that I will be recording. I record in Atlanta, even though I live in New York City. So that may be February. When I do record, I send an email out to those who are on my email list. So again, if there's anybody who wants to be on my podcast, if you are live in Atlanta, that's even better. If not, we can Zoom you in. But I'll be recording in Atlanta sometime in February. So what I do is I send an email blast to those who are on my email list. And those are the people who are invited. So all you have to do is get on the list. How do you get on the list? You go to click the link in my bio, click the link in my whatever, my banner here on YouTube, go to alignwithalison.com and download anything. I have free resources. I have low-cost resources. If you download anything, I will automatically get your email address. You will automatically be added to the list. And again, when I post it, when I'm going to Atlanta and I'm looking for guests, I will send you an alert. So that's a really good question. Thank you so much. Hi, Alison. Do you think a woman that's 32 dating a man that's 51 is a bad idea? No kids on either side and both believe in marriage. So I'm going to answer this question very briefly, only because I answered it at length last week. Someone literally asked the same question. She's in her 30s. The gentleman is in his 50s. So you can go ahead and check out last week's Ask Alison here on my YouTube channel. 20 years is a significant gap. 20 years right now might not be the end of the world, but when you're 50 and extremely able-bodied and he's 70 and is probably not as able-bodied as one would like, especially in their 70s, that may pose a problem. So I am not a big fan of 20-year gaps. I think that that is extensive. But again, go ahead and check out last week's live Q&A here on YouTube at Align with Alison, and I give the entire litany, all of the descriptions of what's problematic and what's reasonable and what's not. Okay, but again, you have to do what's best for you. So next question. I put a Google form. Okay, this is in regards to you. Yes. So if you put it in, you have to probably put it in again because you weren't selected, which is okay. And then once we have slots available, then we will absolutely have you on the show, especially if you are in person. Okay. So are you taking questions in advance anymore or only in the live chat? So no, only in the live chat. But for you, you know that you have 24/7 access to me because you were a former client. So all you have to do is text me and I can answer any and every question you have 24/7. But for YouTube, I don't have a way to collect questions in advance like I did on Instagram. So I don't want to collect questions on Instagram and then it's a lot. So I'm going to be taking, as of now, I'm going to be taking questions that drop in the chat here on YouTube, and then I'll be answering those questions in YouTube. All right. So excellent question, but you skip all that. You VIP. You ain't got to worry about all that. Okay. Happy New Year, Sandra. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, folks. So again, if you are here in Instagram land, you are in the wrong place. You should be on YouTube at Align with Alison. If you have any questions, any concerns around dating and relationships, this is where I'll be taking questions. At least for now, the questions will be posted live in the chat, and then I'll answer it live here. I won't read your name, but it will be live in the chat until I find another method that makes sense, that's reasonable, and then potentially I can change that methodology. But again, if you are on Instagram land, what you need to do is comment or DM the words YouTube or the word YouTube, and you will get the link. Do you feel, oh, you took the question back right when I was about to read it. You got to put that back, girl. Okay. So again, anybody who's in Instagram land, you are in the wrong place. You need to meet me on YouTube at Align with Alison, or you can comment or DM the word YouTube so you can get the link and you can find me here. And this is where I'll be creating my content. I will go live on Instagram to remind you guys to come over for the next couple of weeks. But then after that, this is the place that I need to be. There are 23 people in the live stream. Thank you so much. But there are only 11 likes, and likes are free. So are we being cheap? Okay. Go ahead and like this live stream so that the algorithm can pick it up. Okay. Hi, Allie. What's the best way to transition from commitment phobias? Coming from a woman that values freedom. What's the best way to transition from commitment phobias coming from a woman who values freedom? So, and this is one of the benefits of doing the live stream this way, because then you can give me more context as I respond if my response is not in alignment with what you were looking for. So I don't know if you're using the word phobia lightly. If you're using the word phobia as it's intended as a mental health concern or issue like arachnophobia, right? Like a phobia that's actually like medically exists, then you need to go to a therapist. There aren't books. There's not enough YouTube. You need human interaction that can help you to get through any phobia. Now, if you're just using the word phobia lightly and saying you have a fear of commitment, right? Like a reasonable, healthy amount of fear, and this isn't a phobia per se, then what I would say is that you need to decide what's more important to you. You need to decide what's more important to you. So get a pen, get a piece of paper, and you're going to write down what are the things that you're looking for in a romantic relationship. How is a romantic relationship going to continue to uplift and build your life? How is it going to add to your life and your lifestyle? Right? And then you're going to write down the fears that you have around losing this supposed freedom. But I will tell you this, and I'll challenge you in this regard. I'm not exactly sure why you are automatically connecting your potential fear of commitment with losing your freedom. Because unless you're in a relationship with a controlling partner, why would your freedom be negatively impacted in any kind of significant way? If you are in a healthy, happy relationship with the right partner, which doesn't take much, I can tell you that, in terms of your vetting and discernment to assess whether or not he is someone or she is someone who appreciates freedom, then all I would say is that you have to do the kind of check-ins that every human being does just to make sure that the person that they love is okay, right? I don't consider check-ins a loss of freedom. I consider check-ins a way that people show that they care. So beyond that, beyond check-ins, you have to assess for yourself, why is it that you automatically assume that every person who's in a committed relationship or every committed relationship that you get into automatically means a loss of freedom? And is that a trauma response to a negative interaction that you may have potentially had in the past, right? And then if that's the case, if you are assuming that you are going to lose your freedom because you're in a committed relationship by default, that is the nature of the game, which is not true. And that means that you are now holding yourself up from being in the healthy committed relationship you desire. But more importantly, you are now holding other people accountable for things that they have not done to you. And that is not fair. Okay. So again, we need to stop assuming that, and a lot of people, there's a lot of assumptions. You're not the only one. There's, I like my freedom. Oh, I like my peace. Why are you assuming that being in a committed relationship would cause you to lose your peace? If you're in the right committed relationship, that's actually going to increase your level of peace. It's going to increase your level of safety. It's going to increase your level of security. As a matter of fact, if you're in the right relationship, that might actually increase your freedom, depending on the way that you look at it. It will probably, and I can't imagine how it couldn't, increase your financial freedom. And that's not because you're a woman and so you're demanding a man to do anything. Anyone who's in a committed, healthy relationship, especially when we get into moving in together, marriage and things of the sort, that should actually increase your financial stability because you're doing it with someone. If it's a 50-50, if it's a 70-30, if it's 100-0, whatever that looks like, it should be a win for you. Okay? When a guy says he's looking for a submissive woman on their dating profile, I consider this kind of ick, but I'm curious if I'm misrepresenting the definition. Do you know what they might mean by this? Good question. When a guy says he's looking for a submissive woman on their dating profile, I consider this a kind of ick, but I'm curious if I'm misinterpreting the definition. Do you know what they might mean by this? So I don't, right? Because everyone's definition is going to be different. Many people do not use language or the English language, at least in the way that is defined, right? And so I could not say. What I would say is I would read the rest of the profile. And if there's nothing else that's outstanding to me, that's problematic to me, and I'm seemingly interested other than that ick, right? I would introduce myself. I would engage in conversation. I would say, I noticed on your profile that you mentioned that it was important to you that you would be with a submissive woman. How do you define that? What does a submissive woman look like to you? Because his definition of submission or submissive woman might be right in alignment with how you would behave and function in a relationship anyway. So I understand your concern. The word submissive many times is used and misused, is used as a tool of control. But I would not be presumptuous. I'm going to ask. If nothing else is problematic, I am absolutely going to ask. Okay. What is the meaning behind sex positivity on Bumble? What is the meaning behind sex positivity on Bumble? Well, I'm not familiar with the term on Bumble per se, but I can help you to get clarity around sex positivity. Normally, sex positivity, that term is used to describe people who are not judgmental of the sexual interests of others. So, for instance, I have a reel that's going viral right now, I guess for all the wrong reasons, because there are all of these folks who are in the comments who are judging. Look up the definition of judgment. They are judging a woman who said that she believes that women have the capability to have casual sex, that automatically having sex as a woman does not mean that you are emotionally tied to a gentleman. Whole bunch of people in the comments who are judging. That'd be the opposite of sex positivity. So sex positivity normally means that there is no judgment attached to someone's sexual interests, sexual opinions around sexuality, sexual freedom, and things of the sort. Okay. I met this amazing man. He's consistent and considerate. Been dating for 3 months. However, I'm having mixed feelings because when I met him, he did tell me that he had a baby on the way in 6 months. So let me tell you, mamacita, señorita, if it were me, we are all adults here and you're going to make your decision that's best for you. I would absolutely not date a gentleman who had a child on the way. Babies, newborn babies, will entirely change your perspective around your romantic life. It will completely upset, and I use the term upset meaning a change, right? Not upset like anger you. It will upset your whole lifestyle if you are an active parent. So number one, you are running the risk of this gentleman higher than any other child would be a newborn child. You are running the risk of this gentleman jumping right back into a romantic relationship after he sees how this woman labored, after he sees the sacrifices. Like, that's too risky for you. Too risky. And then secondly, this gentleman, if he's a good man, and I would assume that we all want our men to be good men and we want our men to be good fathers, he needs to be active. He needs to be present. He needs to be losing sleep like that woman is losing sleep. He needs to be suffering like how that woman is suffering, which means he needs to be extremely present. We're not talking about an 8-year-old kid who pickups, drop-offs, football games, little homework, right? We're talking about you are losing your mind. You are pulling out your hair. You can't think straight. You haven't taken a shower in days, overwhelmed. I would regard a good father as someone who is going and in the trenches with his child's mom. I don't consider a good man who gets to sleep through the night. I don't consider that a good man. I don't consider that a good father. I don't consider that a good man. I don't consider that a good father. And so by default, I don't believe that this gentleman is in a position to be dating anybody. He should be, if he's a good man and a good father, incapable. We're not going outside where? She can't go, but you could go. She can't go on dates, but you could go on dates? Absolutely not. We got to go through the trenches together. Once things settle, it may be a different story. Now, how much time you want to allot for that? I will tell you that I've told women who have attempted to join me in my 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve, I've told them 18 months. And this is, I'm a new mom who has a baby who's 16 months. And I'm just getting my footing. I'm just getting my time. I'm just getting a schedule. Right? So I would apply the same standard and expectation to him. Okay. We have 7 minutes, guys. I'm going to try to get as many questions in as I can before I do have to jump off of the live. If you are in Instagram land, you are in the wrong place. Please make sure that you join me in YouTube. There are 28 people on the live. Thank you so much. But I only have 20 likes. That means 80 y'all could not give me a free like. Stop playing. Give me that free like. Help me out in the algorithm so that we can beef this thing up. I would appreciate that. Since I'm giving y'all the free, you can give me the free back, which actually this is my time. It's not free, but I'm giving y'all free advice. So help me out and make sure you hit that like button. And also please make sure that you subscribe. I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm going to be a little shady already. I'm going to be Alison. I'm not going to be aligned with Alison. There is an option when people live stream on YouTube to only see the questions that come up from people who are subscribers. So what I'm going to need y'all to do, because there will be a point when I get there, I'm holding off now. There's going to be a point where I click that option right before I go live, and I will only see questions of people who are subscribers. Subscribing is free. Liking is free. Sharing is free. So the least you can do for anybody that you receive free content from is to like their stuff, share their stuff, subscribe to their stuff. If we're talking about other platforms, follow their stuff. It's the least that you can do. All right, I don't want to waste any more time. We have 6 minutes before I get into my 6-month program, The Partner You Deserve, with my Wednesday group. We are in week 5. We've already gone through the non-negotiables. We've gone through the goals. We've gone through online dating. We've gone through working a plan so that they're becoming the best version of them. And so this week is in-person interactions. Number 1, where do you go to find like-minded men who want the same things as you? Number 2, how do you find those events? Number 3, I give them events. And the last piece is, how do you actually position yourself? I will also be teaching this piece of information, in my Dating 101 Masterclass that is on January the 19th. So if you need to learn how to navigate dating successfully in 2024 and beyond, because you said your New Year's resolution is that you were going to change your romantic life. You said that you wanted to make sure that you have traditions for you and your family, which include the pajamas and the Christmas lighting and the carols. You said that you were going to prioritize romance this year. You said that maybe you were going to buy a house, and how much nicer and easier it is when you have a partner to do it with. You said. So if you need to get your dating and relationship life, not only can you say it, but you need to do it. And if you don't know how to do it, then you need to invest in something that's going to help you get there. I did not know how I was going to lose the last 20 pounds after I had my baby. I did not know. And so what did I did? I hired a trainer who is certified, who had testimonials to prove that he has the capacity to get me from point A to point B. I am trying to beef up my business and scale my business, right? I've gotten so far with the courses I've taken. Now I needed to hire a coach at Care Credit Tools. Terry, I talk about her every week. She is the sugar honey iced tea. You got to invest to get to the result that you want. Point is, let's circle back. Dating 101 Masterclass is on January the 19th, 7 p.m. Eastern. You can click every link in every bio that exists. Let me see if I could do something different this time. Oh, I can pin it. Oh, but I'm afraid. If somebody could do me a favor, I'd appreciate it. I figured out how to pin. Yay. Every week I learn something new. If somebody can put the link for the Dating 101 Masterclass in the current chat, I just figured out how to pin stuff so I could pin it. I'm going to work that out. And if you wanted to get on a phone call with me so that you can actually be coached and get the results you desire and require, all you have to do is click any link in my bio or go to alignwithallison.com, alignwithallison.com. Okay. I mistakenly dated a similar man. He was probably the greatest I've dated. He was going through a divorce. Turns out he wasn't going through a divorce, but still married. Yeah, so we have to be careful about these things. And there are ways and there are techniques for you to gather information. Nothing's going to be 100% unless you have access to like vital records for your city, right? But you go through search or Google a person's name, search their name on Facebook. There's another tidbit that I'm going to say for the Dating 101 Masterclass. That's a really good way to tell if somebody is married without breaking any laws. But again, you have to invest $19. It will not kill you. It will not break you. And I say this respectfully, if it does, then you should not be on anybody's dating app, and you need to be investing on Indeed and fixing up your resume. I say that with respect. All right. Ooh, one more question, and I got to go to the people who paid me. Should a man move out of his house if his spouse has been emotionally and physically disconnected for over a year? Should a man move out of his house if his spouse has been emotionally and physically disconnected for over a year? So, a couple of things. What interventions have you attempted to put in place in order to save your marriage? Because what we're not going to do is jump out the window when things get hard. I understand that it's been over a year where there's been this disconnect, but what interventions have you put in place in order to correct the disconnect? And the interventions I'm talking about is straight up and down therapy, couples therapy, couples counseling, right? If you DM me or send me an email, info@alignwithallison.com, info@alignwithallison.com, I can send you some folks, but you need to invest in your marriage. And so I don't know how many years you've been married, but I assume you don't want to throw it away. If you can try, and I'm going to tell you right now, therapy may not work. It may not work. It may not be, it's not a magic pill. I'm telling you right now, but I don't think it's in your best interest to move out, because moving out then means, we already know, seeing somebody else, she's seeing somebody else, she bringing another man in the house. Now that's a problem too, but you moved out, right? You don't want more division. You want a resolution. So if you have not tried therapy yet, you need to try it. If you try therapy, you need to try it with somebody else. And if you need therapy again, then and it's not, the number 2 ain't work, you're going to try with number 3. I like to compare like this, and then I have to run, okay? Because this boggles my mind. If I went to one hairstylist in my life and I didn't like my hair, I would never say I'm never going to a professional hairstylist again. No, I would do more research. I would ask questions. I'd find out, oh, lady, your hair looks nice. Where do you go? I'm calling my sister. I'm calling my friend. If I got my hair done a second time I didn't like it, I wouldn't say I'm never getting my hair done professionally. I'm not going to that person, but I'm going to go to somebody else. In your case, I'm sure it's a haircut. One bad barber and we're never going to go back ever to ever get your hair cut professionally again? Absolutely not. The first therapist don't work. Second one don't work. Third one don't work. Fourth one don't work. Do your research. Do some vetting. Ask some questions and find a good fit. And then my last point, someone asked about, can you quickly tell us more about the structure of the masterclass? So the masterclass is a private Zoom link that once you make your purchase, you can go to any of the links in my bio. You can DM me. I'll send you the link. And how it works is that we're on Zoom. There are slides, and I explain to you dating 101. How do you navigate dating successfully, both online and offline? The class is approximately an hour and a half. Okay, that's it. And it's $19. So you can't lose. Again, I thank everybody. And we got just as many likes as people who are on. So I appreciate that. I have to run, guys. I have to join those who have invested in themselves in the 6-month coaching program, The Partner You Deserve. If you would like to finally invest in yourself so that you can quicken your results, so that you can get into the relationship you desire, so that you can build out the love life that you want, so that you can create the tradition, so you can have generational wealth easier, what you're going to do is click any link in any bio. I'm going to figure out how to pin stuff in here before next week, so that you can join into a live coaching program. If a live coaching program is beyond your speed, you are not in a position to invest in live coaching. I do have a course that I will be officially launching February 13th. It is called the Snatch a Spouse course. It is an 8-week course that walks you through navigating dating successfully, how to build up yourself to become the best version of you, how to vet and build discernment. And as of right now, and what's today? Because I got to go. The 8th, the 9th, somebody, of January at 7:01 p.m. and I have to run. The Snatch a Spouse course is $497. You can click any link in my bio. You can go to alignwithallison.com and you can grab up the pre-sale price of $497. That is a steal of all steals to work with me in a course to get you from point A to point B, to get you into the relationship that you desire. Right? Live coaching is always it. But if you're not in a position to invest in live coaching, then the Snatch a Spouse course is everything. That is your next step. That's what you need to do to win in life and love. All right, folks, I got to run. I have my coaching group and they're waiting for me. And I love you guys. I will see you next week. Please share my page with a friend. Please let them know that I've now moved to YouTube. I'll be doing a couple of these every once in a while, but after a while, it's all my focus here. Got to go. Love you guys.